what you do. Okay? It's the first thing you always need to know. We're called human beings, not human doings, which means it matters more who we are than what we do. So when you're talking about connecting to a person, number one, we're in the middle of a political season, right? Everybody's out at the polls and everything. We live in a technological society. Even in the most highest authorities in the world, the most powerful form of communication is always face-to-face. It is always by your own mouth. You will sell who you are before you sell what you do. Write it down. You will sell who you are before you sell what you do. Let's just turn into a Bible study lesson real quick.
Yeah. Love it.
And so,
You said, repeat that. You will sell who
you will sell who you are before you sell what you do. People want to know that you care before they care what you have to say. Always. So, here's the problem that, especially that you find in a lot of women. Okay? Women are mostly fear-driven. Why do I say women are fear-driven?
It works meeting.
Because actually, if you guys know, there was a big movement back in the 70s and late 60s, early 70s about the whole feminist movement, and it gave women a voice to be who they are or to actually trumpet what they wanted to do. We talked about equalities, whether it be in pay, whether it be in what a woman can do and run. But anyway, women, when it comes to women, women typically, they deal with fear, especially when it comes to face-to-face. Why? They're scared of rejection. Write it down.
That's true.
They are scared of rejection.
That is so true.
And so when you deal with rejection, the first thing you have to do is go back to who rejected you first.
To the root.
To the root.
Yep.
I'm going to tell you how this does it in connection. I'm going to tell you exactly how this does. Let me give you a little history on myself. I am not a people person by nature, believe it or not. I grew up, and I'm a very closed-off guy. I was the kid that went away by himself who had imaginary friends, you know. I was happy, I was content, okay? Grew up all my life, and I got tired of people making a voice for me. People always talked for me, so I had to come under the expectation somebody else wrote for me. So when it came to speaking to people, either somebody would speak for me or I couldn't sell myself. Because, oh, he's this. Write this down. Here's a key point. If you never make a series of I am statements, you will always live under a series of you are statements. Okay? You are this, not I am. I am says ownership.
You said one more time there.
If you continuously live under a series of you are, if you never make a series of I am statements, you will always live under a series of you are statements. Okay? This has to do with whether you're connecting on a friendship basis. This has to do with if you're connecting on a ministry basis or anything that you do outside of it works. Because I'm going to tell you what it is. It is really you. Nothing is going to work until you start working it. Now, I can sell anything for, I was in the corporate America. I sold $22,500 literally within a month. And that never happens in a Sealy Posturepedic mattress store. Never happens. Who sells $22,500 in beds? No one does that. You know, I went from just an associate to literally third key manager when I was in sales within a month. Why did I do that? It wasn't necessarily because, oh, I just knew what I was talking about. You can have a lot of head knowledge about what you're selling, but if you don't have a connecting base, what you're selling will never make any difference. People always want a relationship before they relate to what you give them. Write that down. People want a relationship before they want a relation to what you are selling. Now here's a key point. Are you building a community that supports what you have to say? Community is huge. This generation in particular, we have a lot of orphans. And so orphan type mindsets are, I'll do it by myself. If I become successful, I'm going to flaunt. Get me a Mercedes-Benz and show all my haters I'm stunting on y'all. Looking at, you know, yeah, I'm a diamond, presidential diamond. I'm doing my thing. Yeah. And then y'all cover it up with religious talk. Like, oh, look what the Lord did. Forget all my haters. Like, bro, some of you really don't have many haters. It's just you hate yourself.
Oh, woo! Tweet that.
Okay? And sometimes the things that we imagine as enemies is just our fears masked in our thoughts. Write that down. Our fears are masked in our thoughts. I feel like deliverance in here. It's good.
You came right on time.
And so oftentimes, how some of you got to this very place was based upon community. The first thing that will sell anything you do is if you remove a fear of loneliness. The first thing. You make a, I have people literally who text me. I have over 100 and some odd friend requests on Facebook alone that I haven't even responded to because I just don't have the time to respond to it yet. But people come to me and say, I see your life. I see the way you make other people feel. And it made me think, people don't always care what you have to, people don't always remember what you say, but they always remember how you made them feel.
That's right.
Always. So when a person meets me, hey, I'm Steven Chestnut. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Wonderful. Make eye contact. Always eye contact. Be firm in who you are. I never said, hey, I'm a life coach. I never said any of that. Let me tell you something. It's going to sound funny, but it's real. Make sure, and I'm going to take it to a hygiene perspective. Make sure, because I make my own colognes too. I'm going to tell you something very, very, very important. People pick up 3 things when you meet them. They meet your persona. They meet how you look. If you got something in your teeth. And how you smell. I'm so serious. I'm very, very serious. I meet most people by accident by saying, hey, how you doing? Good, good. Wonderful. First thing you like, nice smile, smell good. What you do? Just like that.
Yeah, smell good, nice tea.
So what am I trying to say? Your presentation determines what people want from you. How you present a matter determines everything. If you come, oh, I'm just in a marketing business, and I just sell it works, and stuff like that. People be like this, it might not be working for you. You know, my side would be like, bruh, that ain't working for you. You don't want to be a mannequin.
Right.
You do not want to be a mannequin, having something on but really not knowing what you got. You know, some of us live our lives as mannequins. We put everybody else's feelings on. We put on what everybody else wants. And then people, when people see us, they don't see us. They see who people made us. Oh, well, I see you got this. You hang out with such and such. Okay, wonderful. But who are you past people? That's a good question. Ask yourself, who are you past people?
That's good.
So, let's bring it back in home. When it comes to sailing, when it comes to being presentable, or when it comes to people being attractive to who you are, everything is dependent within 15 seconds. A person literally will make an assumption of who you are within 15 seconds. It's a demographic when you study demographics, when you study people, when you study businesses. You have 15 to a 30-second window to engage a person. Body language is everything. Everything. If I sit up here, hey, how y'all doing? Ooh, I'm nervous at this. I ain't never did this before. I never did this. Right. I never did this before. Yeah, it works. Like, yeah, you are in Lodi Bar, and no one knows where you are. You know. So, but if you came up here and said, first of all, have you noticed that none of you have asked me? I wonder how much. It must come from a lot of stuff. Y'all are making your own assumptions the more time I spend up here. The more time I engage with you. Have you noticed we went from friends to business? If your relationships don't have multi-levels in them, people will be unattracted to you. Standing in the time that I've stood here between our online viewers and those who are in our personal audience, I have been a friend. I've been a friend of Jennifer, but half of y'all don't even remember Jennifer actually introducing me. Why? Because I am my own person. And when I stood up, I took my voice. She gave me the door, but I took the stage. You know what I mean? So, when you come to a person, you say, oh, how you doing? I'm wonderful. Yeah. What do you do? Bad question. You don't come up to a person and say, hey, what do you do? People gonna be like, bro, what do you do? What you in my business for?
Yeah.
That's an offensive question. And that actually, let me just go and take it to this level. That actually is offensive during dating. When you meet people. When you come to somebody and you say, hey, what you do? How much money you make? Oh, that's cool. You got a little time? You ever got those other people who have different marketing networks, and you know you don't speak to them, but you get a random message, hey, if you have some time, I would like to go over this little thing you do. I'm like, bruh, we ain't spoke to each other. We've been friends since 2012 on Facebook, and you have sent 2 messages, happy birthday and Thanksgiving. Who are you? You know? So when you come to a person, a very offensive thing to do is wonder about what they do. They are a person before they are an occupation. Write that down. They are a person before they are an occupation. Okay? So, what are the do's when you come up to a person? Number 1, it's not just striking, interesting conversation. It's more being personal. For example, her posture is on the floor, right? Right now. So if I want to connect you, hey, what's your name?
Casey.
Casey.
Yes.
I'm Stephen Chescott. How you
Nice
been?
to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. You from here?
Yes, I am.
Born and raised?
Yeah, Rocky Mount, North Carolina.
Rocky Mount have actually family in Edgecombe County and
Oh.
Nash County, which is in the
Right
great
beside
county.
each other.
Cool. What brought you to Raleigh?
These women right here.
Really? Sisterhood?
Yes.
That's awesome. What do you guys do? What do you, I mean, are you in a church group? What do you guys do?
Well, I'd like to be a part of a church group up here, but no, I actually work for It Works Global.
Really? What is that?
It's a health and wellness business.
Really, what do you sell? What is
We
it?
sell our signature product is the wrap, but there's 36 other products that we sell as well.
36 other products. So this must be huge.
Yes, it is. We started in 2001, and we've been going pretty strong since.
Do you have a card? Or
I sure
anything?
do. Yes, sir.
Cool. All right. 2 things that just happened. What could have made that conversation more non-confrontational is if I would have changed my position in talking. If I said, hey,
You got
how you doing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You always go to somebody's level when you want to bring them to yours. Write that down.
Yep.
You go to someone's level when you want to bring them to yours. Because if you stand in a position of authority, they'll be friendly by conversation, but their mind is like, okay, cool, all right, bruh. And they won't think twice of you. But if you laugh and joke, let me tell you something. I walk in restaurants all the time. I'm like, hey, how you doing? My waitress will come up to me, and she knows because she's been out to eat with me more time than I have letters in my name. I'll go up, the waitress will come up, hey, how you doing? For example, we're at Cheesecake Factory. Hey, how you doing? Hey, my name is LaToya. Welcome to Cheesecake Factory. Whatever you have, blah, 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 blah. I said, oh, cool. What's your name again? Cool. I don't think I've ever seen you before. Totally catches them off guard. They forget that they're a waitress. And I said, okay, can I start you out to drink with something to drink? I said, yeah. Can I have water with 2 lemons and give me every fruit from the bar except melons and cherries? Something you had never heard before. And they'd be like, okay, who is this?
Right.
They come out like this. They're like, okay. Is this enough fruit for you? I said, girl, that's fine. You know? And she's like, so this is interesting. Do you eat fruit before? I'm like, yeah, that's cool. She'll get to talking to me, and for me, ministry will break out just like that. I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? Or I'll start breaking out in a joke. I can't tell you how many times I break out in a joke. I'll turn around and be Medea to somebody. And
Oh,
like, I'll walk up like, hey, how you doing, girl? You're just wonderful. You're just, oh my God. You're just wonderful. Girl, it must work because y'all laughing. Y'all just is loud. Girl, what is it work? Y'all won't lie laughing at me. God gonna get you. Y'all just looking at me like I'm crazy. But did you see what just happened? We just went from business to friendship just like that. Every last one of you just made a trajectory into your future like, oh, I can hang out with him. He's funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like that. Why? Not anything that I have to say now becomes more applicable to your heart. Whether it's me selling something or whether it's me selling myself. So, and every relationship you encounter won't be for it works.
Right.
Some relationships will genuinely be a missing link to your life. And sometimes your initial response to a person or your initial relationship may change. You may be friends with a person for 2 months before they ever encounter it works. And they can know what you do up and down. They probably sell your stuff better than you. But because you kept authentic relationship, that determines the future. Write this down. Relationship is the bridge to the future. Relationships are bridges, or are the bridge to the future. It's also the currency of heaven, but I'm going to stay right here.
Take it on up there.
I'm going to go on over. We're going to prophesy.
Go ahead.
It is the bridge to the future. Whether you are a minister, whether you are It Works person, marketer, whether you're a person who just does social work, whether you're a teacher, or you're a person who does hair. Let me tell you something. Some of the most vulnerable places to talk and have the most conversation with anybody is when you're doing something personal for them. Who does hair here? Raise your hand. Y'all can do hair. Who got their hair done? Raise your hand. Okay, now watch this. Now, with your stylist, how many of you actually go into personal conversation while you're sitting there? You know
I go
why?
into her personal conversation, not mine.
You
That's neither here nor there about me.
But see, what I'm saying to you is this. When you're doing something on someone's level, when you become vulnerable, when people can sense a level of vulnerability they trust, okay? It is how I have ministered to hundreds of thousands of people in my lifetime so far. And that number is literally increasing too much, where she has to get on me like this. You need a schedule. You need to put them. Why? It's not because I'm a bad person. It's because I network so. My networking skills are actually by accident nowadays because I'm so used to it. I wake up, somebody comes to the door, delivering some mail. Oh, FedEx here. Can you just sign for? Yeah, I'll sign. How long you been with FedEx? You know. And then, oh man, I gotta go. But next time they drop off a package, what did you say your name was? Yeah, man. You're a really cool guy. And then it'll turn into either ministry or it'll turn into something he's missing. Our word of wisdom. Let me tell you something. Words of wisdom go really, really far. Now, let me take it to your actual appearance online. This is huge. Huge, huge, huge. People, write this down, especially you who are online. People are masterful at building an avatar, but not building a life.
Ooh, that's deep.
They are. And
Ooh.
look at it, Revelation hit it. Now watch this. I wonder how many friend requests from this room and online alone I'm going to have tonight. See? So y'all are my friends. You see? People are masterful at building an avatar, but not building a life. It makes no sense for you to look like $1 million online, and you posting these statuses and stuff like that, and when people meet you, you're haughty, you're shady, or you want people to just do what you do, and you don't got no time, and then you use it stuff like, I ain't got no time, she wasted my time, and then you want to get up on the phone and call your superiors and be like, girl, well, this is what she did. I don't care. You could have reversed that. I tell my mentees when they call me about little stuff, I'm like, you really called me for this? Did you really sincerely call me for this? I said, what could you have changed? I said, let me tell you what you could have changed. Your inconsistency in what you present. Some of you cannot press, oh, It Works, belly wraps, Jesus, Psalm 23 up there, and then the next thing you have up there is, rapping and cooling in my game and stuff like that, and cussing out somebody online who did you wrong.
Uh-oh.
Fake ones. It's cutting season. How many times a month you got every other week somebody in your feelings. Like, what's wrong with you? Some of you are not even fighting people. You're fighting yourself, and you refuse to confront yourself. So let me tell you something. The world is always looking. Not black people, not white people, not Arabs, not Hispanic. The world. The entire world is looking at you. Everybody's looking at you. I got ridiculed about who I connect to by a lot. From the African American community, people are like, well, you sure got a lot of white people on your page. I said, you sure don't. Oh, you hang out with the Arabs and the Muslims. I sure do. Oh, well, you don't have a lot of black friends. I said, you're off. But what it does for the other platforms and other people in my life, oh, a black man with multiracial people around him, that alone will sell. If you got Pookie and Ray Ray always on your page, and Pookie, they're going to go to whoever you are tagged with. They're going to see who you're connected with. And I'm not saying that you don't need to connect to everybody, because there's just some people, that's how you build a relationship. I'm not saying that. But when you're up there, somebody twerking, and all this mess up there, and this Pookie and Ray Ray, and y'all little side conversations, there's a businessman or a millionaire or an investor looking at that saying, well, I like her, but is this really who she is?
Right.
Some of you have missed out on blessings for 2 reasons. Number 1, your inconsistency to the public. Number 2, you're shady. You are actually prejudiced against other people who don't look like you. It's funny how all of us want a green dollar, but we want to actually critique how that green dollar comes to us. You know, we want, oh, well, girl, it worked. Why do you want to be with the same? If you're still, write this down. If you're still trying to prove something to your haters, you hate yourself.
Okay.
Why are you worried about it?
That's what I wanted. I used to get upset when people left my life and like, oh God, what's wrong with me? Until I got a revelation of who I am. Then I'd be like, oh, you left? Well, what's wrong with you? You know? I'm like, that's crazy. Let me tell you something. But even in my enemies, I'm going to tell you how this works. Even your enemies, when you keep consistency, they will be at peace with you. And they'll come back and they'll want to get mentorship from you.
That is so true.
They'll want to get mentorship from you. I'm going to tell you why. 100% of every enemy I've ever had, who's their mentor today?
Stephen Chestnut.
I am. Why? It is when people do wrong to you, this works in sales, this works in life. When people do wrong to you, when they don't receive you, don't get flabbergasted. Don't move. Don't move your position trying to appease to people who don't know theirs. I'm telling you, it does really work if you work it. You know?
I hope that.
And so when it comes to selling to people, when it comes to friending people, be 100% genuine with yourself and be okay. Write this down. This is short term. Get delivered from people. I'm telling you, if one person's non-compliance with your product and your presentation that you worked on for an hour doesn't receive you, oh well, that's practice. You shake their hand just like you greeted the conversation. You say, okay, well, it's okay. You know what? I mean, no time. Hey, let's just get some coffee. Starbucks on me. I'm good. Number 1, don't be afraid to invest in them first. This is huge. And investment is not always what your product is. Investment is saying, hey, you like Starbucks? I like caramel macchiato. Here, on me. I got you. That just paved the way for your entire future. I have done more mentorship and ministry, in my case, sitting at Starbucks, Wendy's, and all across the world. I'm so surprised that I'm not 190 million pounds. But I'm telling you. But I have done more investment by buying people's meals. One meal can equal one relationship, and one relationship could equal one sale, but one sale can put you to the next level. One can, behind one person is at least 5 people. Always. For example, you guys are looking at me all across the world. I don't know where y'all at, but y'all watching. You guys are looking at me, but this one man is connected to so many different streams. So what about you can influence me that I'll go and brag about to all the people I'm connected to? That's what you want to think. You want to say, okay, Stephen Chestnut. Number 1, I'm great to pronounce my name. I used to hate my smile, my name, my appearance, and everything. Now everything that sells me is my smile, my name, everything. Why? Because oftentimes, this is huge, oftentimes the things you hate about yourselves are the things that people love about you. You just haven't dug deep enough. It is the truth. I hated everything that I was. I didn't like talking to people. What am I going to say to you? I looked at people like this, okay, cool. You know, I was fine like that. Now I'm like this, oh, hey, how you doing? That's good, cool. And people will start bleeding to you. When you're approachable, people will, I'm just having a hard day. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, come out your shell. All right, let's sit down, let's talk. What's going on with you? That's cool. Sometimes it's good to have conversations without even mentioning what it works is. Yeah. I'm telling you just as sure as Jesus is Lord. It's sometimes you don't need to have a conversation like, well, this is what I did. If your identity is only built in what you do, that means if I change what you do, I change who you are.
Ooh, I like.
It's more than what you do. Because the ultimate package is you, and how you carry yourself is how it works will be carried.
That goes back to the first thing you said.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, now I just noticed in you that you're a professional listener, which means I can also tell you how you get discouraged the most, what you listen to, who you listen to. So that means anything that's been broken in your life was probably about things people said or people didn't say to you. Simple and plain. You see, now did you see how that just worked? That wasn't necessarily just for bad. You know, I listened to her. I listened to her. And so when I listened to her, she was like, you right? You right?
I can feel it too.
She over there like, well, Lord, you just, Lord, you don't need to be in my soul like that. Bruh. Take it back. Okay? Some of you really need to work on your presentation. Packaging, write this down. Packaging prepares you to receive. Packaging always, whether you're a wife, a business consultant, a millionaire, whatever, packaging always prepares you to receive. Not just image, packaging. Inside of it, if somebody disqualifies the package, that means they disqualify the treasure within. Okay?
I couldn't hear you. There's other feedback in the background going on.
Was that to me?
Yeah. Can you repeat that?
I said packaging prepares you to receive. If your packaging is off, what's inside the package you will disqualify what's inside the package. Do you understand that?
Yes, sorry, I had to unmute myself. It was somebody else talking. I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You see, now that's important, what I just demonstrated. I went to answer. I could have said, oh, she'll get it later. But I stopped what I was doing here to attend to one person. And everybody else saw how important that one move was for me. I just became a diamond right there. I'm Black Diamond right now. Just like that. Just like that. Now, you want to be able to not just connect to your own community. This is huge. You don't, what good is it for a person? And I'm going to use the Black Lives Matter, for example. Now, I'm about to ruffle some feathers here, oh Lord, but you with me. I walk in with you and I walk out with you. But you know, a lot of people, they say, well, let's get a black on, let's do this, and ooh, hoorah, hoorah. What does it make? A person who has never been exposed to other natures and other things can never effectively lead the culture that they were born in. What am I trying to say?
Diversity.
Diversity works. If you expose yourself to different people who are not like you, because that'll help you be a better you. That means women, men, people who don't look appealing. I mean, I was watching something that was on Steve Harvey this morning. And these two girls, they were twins. And they went on some type of date. And they dressed them up.
I saw that.
They disqualified millionaires by what they were saying and by what they looked like. Oh, well, how much money did you make? Bruh.
And he was like, what?
I'm like, what's your middle name? First of all, don't talk about my finances and you don't even remember how to spell my first name. That's a dangerous thing. Let me tell you something. Don't disqualify your future by judging your present incorrectly.
Again. Y'all moves coming out. Y'all probably like shook the floor.
Some of us are disqualifying money, and more money because we are judging the way people look. Most millionaires don't look like millionaires.
Right.
Okay? Most multimillionaires don't look like multimillionaires.
Hello.
You understand? Everybody that's got money doesn't drive a Bentley. Some people just like a Ford. I'm just saying. So don't judge your audience or judge who you're going to speak to based upon their appearance. Because the main one you're overlooking is the main one who can help you, who's got millions behind them. So, an adjustment in your focus is needed. Make sure you do not just focus on the community you come out of. Okay? It ain't about getting your sister girl who just, you know, ooh, she ain't doing that well unless she's going through a hard time. I think this will work for her too. That works in some cases, but no. You ain't trying to reach Boo Boo and Ray Ray. Let them go Ray and Boo. You know, make sure your goals are clear. Write this down. Make sure your goals are clear. If you've talked out of your comfort zone to 2 people this week, push yourself next week to 5. This is how I tested my prophetic gift, actually. If you can sell your product in another product place, you're good. If you can go to Walmart and people leave out what it works, that's good. Sometimes I just walk in a place. Hey, how you doing? I'm doing good. Wonderful. Oh, Bishop, you want to come? You know how people do it. You know, Bishop, oh, prophet, come on here. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm good. I won't sit right here. You know, come back, bro. So I sit here like this. And somebody turned to me like, well, I noticed that. How do you know these people? Just they're friends. Stop. Listen. Ooh. Thank you, Lord. Okay.
Right.
You have not been given a mouth to drop people's names. You've been given a name that people should be dropping out of their mouths.
That's right.
What do I mean by that? I mean this. The first level of actually getting anything across the world, anything across a person, is the belief in yourself. Now mind you, I know tons of people. My godmother's a very high-ranking person in society. If I mention her name right now, every last one of you, at least 99%, would know her. Okay? But I'm not her. Mm-hmm. So when I come, I shouldn't say, hey, my godmother is
Oprah.
I accept. When I praise the God of the Bible, I accept. But you are close. Actually, who my godmother is a godmother to Oprah.
Nice.
Shirley Caesar is her name.
Aww.
So, I don't have to drop her name when I go through a door. I'm confident that who I am can speak for itself. Some of you, even in your friendships and your relationships, it's what you do to get a person is what you have to do to keep them. Okay? So if you name drop to get a person through the door, you got to keep on coming up with some names until you become basically a liar. And then it really don't work. It works for your lie. etc. So what I'm saying to you is this: you've got to work on your presentation. You've got to work on who you are, because who you are is what will never change, no matter what city I put you in. Who I am, Stephen Chestnut will be Stephen Chestnut in Mexico. I'll be Stephen Chestnut in California. I'll be Stephen Chestnut in Connecticut, Canada. It doesn't matter. When I go to an Arab shop, everybody's and I learn different languages just to relate to people. Really, I do. I speak Bosnian, I speak Spanish, I speak Arabic. None of you knew that until just now. You know.
Michael Simon.
I wasn't here. I didn't know that. See, did you notice that? What just happened? When I presented who I am, somebody presented who they were. Confidence. That's all it was. Now, how many of y'all know she's speaking another language?
I did.
See, one. But how many did? See? Now, how much is that a connection? Now, where are you from?
I'm from Panama.
You're from Panama. Are your parents both Panamanian?
Well, my dad is Jamaican.
Okay.
Panamanian.
Okay. Mi papá de Puerto Rican, some of this when you're so, but I still speak in all of this. And you're like, oh, that's nice. But none of you knew that because it took me being myself for her to feel comfortable to be herself.
Right.
How many knew she was Panamanian? Okay. You see? That little stuff. Now because I respected who she is, she'll respect even more who I am. That's a connection. Now, did I tell you it worked? No, I didn't. But I guarantee you it did just work. Right or wrong. Now, how more, as a prime example, I don't know, what's your name? Yelsibet. Nice. Cool. You're like, oh, you have pronunciation. See, I can read that. So how much more comfortable are you that you now know that piece of me?
Oh, yeah, I like you. When you should hang out.
Thank you, Lord. And so does that make you feel more interpersonal? Good. Now, am I a salesman to you or am I a friend? If people remember you as a salesman, they probably won't buy from you.
Right.
But if they remember you as a friend, you can do anything. As a salesman, you're limited. Your voice is diminished when you are only a salesman. Your voice is increased when you are a friend. That's good, ain't it?
Yes.
Tweet. So, from the time I walked into this door, to the time I sat down, to the time I came here, all of your perceptions have changed about me. I was a quiet guy that has just a little shy friend when I came here. Hey, how you guys doing? Cool. Acting brand new. That's Jennifer, you know. But by the time I'm finishing and coming to the end of what I have to say, I just gained. How many people are in this room?
A lot.
I just gained all of you, at least 90% of you as friends. You just tried to raise your hand. How many just looked me up on Facebook? Or you follow me? Now watch this. Now watch this. Did
I follow you.
you see? Now watch this. Did I ask any of you to find me?
No.
Why?
They made a connection to you.
They made a connection. Now I'm sitting here. Now I'll never be the same in your eyes. If I had an It Works shirt on, I just sold you twice. The first sell is you. The second sell is what you wear. Again, your packaging prepares you to receive. So, now how many of you got some deliverance in your raise your hand? What I had to say was not just for your business. It was for your life.
It was for mine. Yes.
It was for your life. So any adjustment you make to your life is an adjustment you make in your business.
That's good.
She's still fine.
I think you know five of my friends.
I tagged them on Facebook, guys. So if you go to my last post, I tagged them. So just hit.
See?
Okay.
So, also, guys, even if people leave the business, when you have good relationship, it's more of a bridge to come back. You have to be okay counting losses. Because everybody's not going to be, they're not going to want that. You know, you got to get out of the mindset of just trying to get to the top. You realize the first revelation you have is I am at the top. I am me. When you know who you are, what you do comes easy. Okay? I don't always show up with something. I didn't come with something to say. Always. I don't. I have a saying. I didn't come to say something, but I came with something to say. So I'm not coming. How you doing? You ain't never gonna catch me off guard. You come to my house. Hey, how you doing? My voice low because I'm tired. Hey, how you doing? You good? Cool. As soon as I realize, oh, so how you doing? Cool. Don't be coming outside trying to sell to a man, and y'all look like who did it and why. You know, present yourself. Let me tell you something for you ladies. How you dress yourself can actually increase your own potential. Men are visual. Women are emotional. It's what you show a man that sells him. It's what you tell a woman that sells her. That's deep. Now that's worth the price of admission right there. You know, it's what you show a man. Now I ain't talking about no go up there and show flesh. No. Let me just put a disclaimer right there. I am not saying take your clothes off, keep them on. That's why It Works make shirts. Okay? Shoes. Oh, see, I didn't know. See? Praise the Lord. So, what I am saying, your packaging is everything, guys. How you present yourself, people will remember. Whether you're a mother, whether you're a friend, a daughter, anything. Anybody's life can be changed the more confident you begin, the more confidence you have within yourself. Do you understand? So, let's go around the room. I want to do one more thing, and I'll turn it back over to you. What's your name?
Tanya.
I know you. What's your name?
Chantel.
Your name?
Shante. Latoya.
Your name?
Shante. Chantel.
Your name?
Chantel.
Your name?
Chantel.
Chantel who?
Playground.
Cool. I just did something. Did anybody catch it? I went around the circle and I heard the lowest voice. I went back around until she was equivalent. I'm instilling, which means I can tell you, I got a question. Are you scared to approach people?
Yeah.
You just felt like all cameras zoomed in on you. They got real quiet like, bruh. Help you. In the community of people is always safety. Always. I was like you. That's why I'm picking on you. I was just like you. I told you at the beginning of my story. So I was a kid that walked by himself and had imaginary friends, and I was fine with that. Now, later on in life, I found out my imaginary friend was Jesus. He wasn't that imaginary. Same man man who talked to me when I was like 4. And the same man talking to me when I'm over 25. Praise the Lord. Y'all see I didn't give you my age though. So, what I'm saying to you is this. When I ask what your name is, be bold in saying what your name is. Because your name is what I'm going to remember. Now, everybody's going to remember.
Chantel.
Say it again.
Chantel.
What's your name?
Chantel.
Chantel.
Now, did
That's
y'all
your
hear that?
name.
Y'all said Chantel. Chantel.
Chantel. Okay.
So what you present yourself can make me either miss your name on Facebook or anything. If you say, oh, I'm Chantel, I'm like, oh, Shan and Tail. But if you say Chantil, that's a big difference. Your projection in your voice means everything. Now, how do you work on that if you're not that by nature? Easy. You get around people just like this. Let me tell you something. Go around Jennifer, ooh boy. Jennifer's a go. Look at her. She looking at me like, what you about to say? Don't cut me. I'm giving you props.
I'm just listening.
Gosh, yes, we friends. So one thing I learned about Jennifer, she loves herself. And when she come up, hey, I'm Jennifer Mason. You know, I said, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I have a boutique. I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. I have Girls with Goals, it's nonprofit, and I'm like, I like that. She sells herself without even selling herself because her persona is what makes people attracted to her. Just like that. That's the same thing that's going to attract the husband one day. Her boldness. Look at her worshiping in the corner. She's like, oh, it does work, Lord. And so what I'm saying to you is, you stand in front of the mirror and you say, who are you? Because there are going to be days when people like myself walk by you, and I could want a breakthrough and you have it in your mouth. And it could work for me. But if I don't know if it works for you, we won't know. So practice in your mirror and say, hey, how you doing? I'm good. Just little steps. I ain't telling you come out and be Superman tomorrow. If you got a little scared, maybe, you come out and say, hey, I'm Chantel. I'm like, I can tell. You know?
Be assertive.
Assertive. And just own yourself. Now, with assertiveness, women, please don't lose your femininity.
Right.
Keep your femininity. It's beautiful. Understand that. That's a self-worth coach thing right there. I'm stepping in your lane.
You are.
But, keep your femininity, but be bold in who you are. You understand? Okay, so I'm going to go again. Your name?
Nakia. Tanya.
Chantel. Shante.
Latoya.
Yolanda.
DeQuandra. Yes, Yvette.
Yes, you have. Your name? Oh, okay. She already working.
Mario. Valerie. Camille.
Latoya.
Kayla.
Tia. Brittany.
Kelly.
Casey.
Jasmine.
Jennifer.
Look at you. You thought I overlooked you.
I did.
I ain't nobody. Everybody know you. So, your name will literally ring in somebody's ear before your product. What am I trying to say? Own who you are. Know who you are. Be who you are. And then it'll work for you too. You understand? No product sells without somebody's face. None. If sex can sell, so can anything else. Lust sells all day long. You can't even have a commercial on TV without somebody saying, body wash commercial. I'm like, okay, act. I'm like, what is she doing? I just want to act. You go get a Hardee's burger, she over there. I'm like, bro, y'all know, first of all, that burger don't even look like that.
Never.
But guess what? They increase in sales because of the way they advertise. Your advertisement determines things, guys. So don't be bold looking on social media when I get you. Hey, how you doing? I did that. I was going for my hand, but you just like that. So now what? Forever, when I see you in the stove, don't be afraid. I'm like, just like that. I'm crazy. I'm afraid. I'm not afraid to be myself, guys. But I wasn't always like that. I was not always like that. I learned a new piece about myself, a new boldness. And sometimes you have to put yourself out there even when it's uncomfortable. Okay? That's how you learn. Get around people who are stronger than you. Don't be intimidated by people who sell more than you too, because you can learn. I learned things from Jennifer that, I'm not even in her field. But I learned from her. She's like, okay, what works for Jennifer? She has pieces that I don't, but I got pieces that she don't. When we walk away from each other, it's mutually beneficial. Sometimes I'll be in Myrtle Beach and she'll be here and she'll be like, I was just about to call you. I'm like, Jennifer, are you that happy every morning?
I am.
She is. But it works for her, thank you. See, that's a friendship. I said thank you. See? Simple stuff. All right? So, it was great. I'm pretty sure all of you are going to see you. That's just a little bit of information. And I'm sure you guys get a whole plethora of things with Miss Jennifer Michelle maybe.
Y'all gonna pass around the plate.
Online audience, I hope that you guys have, did you guys learn something?
Clapping.
They were on Periscope too.
Yes.
Praise it. How many do we have online? How can you tell? No, God is, but I thank you. Now watch this. How many of you guys look me up online? See? Just like that. So, I thank you for your time. I thank you for
Say
allowing
bye
me
to
to
Periscope too.
I'm on Periscope.
Mm-hmm.
Periscope. Hey, Periscope. Y'all should already follow me, you know.
I put your name in the title.
I'm just kidding. See, look, she knows me, so she'll be like, you halting. But anyway, no, thank you guys so very much. I look forward to seeing you. Don't just have bellies up there, but have no life.
Right.
You know, don't be putting up products and just like, y'all got people up there. You know, I understand that's already controversial. There's some religious people who did, you know, you always meet the religious group people. I ain't gonna put no bellies on my page. I'm like, okay, baby, but you came out of one. All right. Just, you know, I'm holy.
That's not of God.
No, that's a good one. That's not of God. Bruh. I mean, do your research. It's a godly company.
Meanwhile, I just got this notification that my money just hit.
Oh.
So I'm gonna post this belly.
You guys, people want to know seriously what works all the time. All the time. I even asked her when I first came in, I was like, does that really work like that? She was like, I'm going to let you try a sample one day. You know, but right now, if you want, you can sign up. But we have a relationship where we can talk like that.
Yeah.
Now, of course, she would introduce herself way different if we were not friends already. So that's what I have to say for now. And communication is the only constant. Okay? You will never, ever change anything you do without communication. So the more effective you are in communicating with people, the more people you can reach. That's in any business, anything in the world. Jesus was a master communication. Since we're going to close out with these. Jesus was a master communicator. How do I know that? Because he built the most intelligent system in the world, still way more advanced. Where do you think the invention of the cell phone came from? It wasn't just Alexander Graham Bell. I'm going to tell you how. Who can sit somewhere and reach you anywhere? That's a God thing. So catch this. If somebody's going to hear you, what about you and what would you have to say will stick with them when you're not in the same presence? Your words travel farther than your personality. But your personality is the first thing people meet. So be careful what you say. Be careful how you present yourself. And have fun. It ain't always like, it works. Praise of God in the Bible. No, I'm like, all right, baby, okay. That's all right, Mother Esther. Or like I call my phone Mother Siri. You know, Siri. Mother Siri be off sometimes. You know, when we were in Chicago, she told us to turn left and it was no left. You know, I was like, baby, you. But anyway, I've enjoyed this. I hope that I can run into any one of you. When you see me in public, some of you will. Don't be a stranger. If you guys online see me, just stop me. I'm not afraid. You know, I'll point you right back to Miss Mace. Anyway, I've enjoyed this. Thank you so very much, and I hope that you guys have learned. How many of you learned? Did you learn? Don't lie. Don't lie. Did y'all learn? Raise your hand. Y'all learn? Raise this thing. All right. Well, a little information. Anybody got a question for me? Anything? Hit me with it.
I need you to go ahead and pray. I can feel that. I need you to go ahead. I was like, well, if you don't pray with all of us, I show me to pray.
I got a question, but it's not about this. Later.
Okay. Well, yes, I am saying that.
And available
I
ladies,
can
he's looking for a wife.
Me and Jennifer
He's looking for a wife.
Oh my God.
Eligible.
Stop.
He's on the market first.
Now she said it worked.
It worked.
Oh, bye.
No, but for real, he is looking for a wife, y'all, because he's a little needy. He's a little needy.
I travel all the time. All the time. Literally all the time.
Okay.
So much so I didn't even get the accolade for my own. But hey, even my travels, do you guys know that people pay for me literally to come up to people and talk because of what they have heard? Similar settings like this, I've had people say, hey, here's your flight to Chicago, $500. I'm like, okay, I could have paid for it. Don't worry about it. Send me a limousine. I'm like, okay, am I the president? You best believe what I said, and I said, this is all right. That thing act like I belong there. I said, driver, sir, can you stop at the store? I said, yes, I only drink water with lemon. Room temperature, please. He's like, oh, sure thing, Mr. Chestnut. I was like, praise it. You know, don't be afraid to be uniquely you. Who I am will always be. Okay? What I do can always change. So, all right, Miss Mason, and then
Somebody wanted you to pray. Are you going to pray?
You don't want to wait until after you finish?
Well, I don't know if I need to say anything else. Do y'all need anything else from me?
What's that saying?
I think that pretty much summed up our meeting.
Okay, because I'm always subject to the leader, so I'm like, whatever you want to do.
You said
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
very much so.
This about to go to God.
Very
So-
much.
I felt that. Yeah, I mean, go
Get
ahead.
ready though. Get
So-
ready for his
So then
message.
you go ahead and prophesy.
Okay. How about this?
We need it. Let's let it go.
Oh, well, let's let it fly. First of all, let's deal with the spirit of fear. Let me deal with that right now because I felt that.
Should I cut Periscope?
Spirit of
Okay.
fear.
Okay.
Yeah. You get back to Periscope.
We
But,
gotta go, guys.
Those of you who struggle with fear, raise your hands. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna prophesy and we're gonna do some importation. Might as well go ahead. And
They're
so-
like, no, Steven. They're like, no, don't go.
I love you guys, Periscope, but it's getting ready to
Yeah,
get
we gotta
real.
go.
And I need your assistance.
And
so-
I'm going to call you.
Okay.